not
Hopefully.
safe anymore. Yeah, hopefully. There we go.
We were never safe. It was always an illusion.
Definitely SFW. That's my new podcast. We're talking about boobs the whole time. That's my new podcast. We're talking about boobs the whole time.
I mean, depending on
That's
where
my
you
new
work, it
podcast.
could be safe for
We're
work.
talking about boobs the whole time.
I mean, depending on
That's
where
my
you
new
work,
podcast.
it could be safe for work.
Oh, I forgot it's reading my desktop audio, and I was listening to the stream, and it just kept looping and looping and looping. That's great.
Oh, God.
All right. You guys both recording?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Will I am. 1, 2, 3. Damn it, and Steve always tweets about it too.
That Steve's a hell of a guy.
I'm a wreck.
Yes, he is.
This is the first show he hasn't been on. He's been on
Has
every
it?
episode.
Wow.
Until today. That sound good? That sound deep and mysterious? Until today.
It just seems like an opportunity for us to burn it to the ground while he's away.
One man holds it all together. Until today.
He's
I
got
can
a
spend the entire night talking about Gwen. Scott can talk about Jeeps, and you can talk about
Yeah.
music, just unrelated to each other.
Yeah.
Oh man.
At the same
Let's talk
time.
about some nerd music.
Yeah.
Just straight up horrible stuff.
Tell me about some math rock.
Dad butt rock.
Butt rock. Speaking of butt rock, did you guys see there's a Stained reunion tour?
I don't know. I just thought of Butt Rock City. Butt Rock
that's
City, are you ready to stop?
That's even better. That's better than the original Crack Rock Steady.
Oh yeah, it is Crack Rock City. Butt Rock
Yeah.
Steady. That's what I'm all about. All right.
That's even better. I like that. It's funny too because Leftover Crack. Somebody once told me they were horrible music or trash music for trash people, and I'm like, that's kind of right.
Kind of. 5-finger discount. No, it's Choking Victim, but whatever.
Oh, that's Choking Victim. But that means same band, more or less.
All right. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna do something else.
Here we go.
All right, fellas.
Holy shit.
5, 4. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barely. I fucked it up. Hello, listeners. This is BarelyADS, the show where we shoot from the hip. I'm your host, Det Ben Malone, and with me tonight I've got Slapshot Scott and Admiral Nips. It was so hard to not say Xanafan 711. I say it the first time every time. First episode, he's not here, and what are we gonna do, boys?
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah. We're off to a great start with that.
Try real hard to make it so that episode 116 can't be done.
Hey, at least 115 is a good solid number. You know what I mean? It's divisible by 5. It's not a prime number at all. But you can watch this show if you've got Twitch Prime or just regular Twitch on twitch.tv/BarelyADS Thursdays at about 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern, God's time. That's right. And yeah, please come watch the show. Hey, the band of the week this week is Hit Home. And I think that we may have played them before, but whatever. They're a good band. I was just cruising through the ones we've already done. And that band of the week is brought to you by Joe. Okay, Scott?
Yeah.
You got the show notes up?
Yes. Let me take a look. Hold on.
What's the band of the week brought to us by? It's right at
Why
the
are there
top.
questions right at the top? Hold on.
It's right up. I'm going to have to edit this now.
Oh, wait a minute. The band of the week is brought to you by Joe Pavelski's Jaw.
Yeah, that.
Joe Pavelski's Jaw. The answer to the question, how did the San Jose Sharks score goals in the playoffs? That actually was a fantastic goal. I watched that game last night, and I may or may not have jumped off the couch and probably hurt my shoulders, whisper screaming at the TV and throwing fists because fuck the Vegas Golden Knights. That's all I got to say about that. Continue. Sorry.
Well, thanks to Joe Pavlovsky's jaw.
Pavelski.
Joe Pavelski's jaw?
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks to Joe Pavelski's jaw for sponsoring Hit Home.
Former Wisconsin Badger Joe Pavelski.
That's right.
Current San Jose Shark.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't really matter. Once they leave college, I don't care about him anymore.
He's the captain, Captain America.
Hey, that's the same thing that happened with the Mighty Ducks. Once they did
Yeah,
that college
we don't-
movie, nobody cared about him anymore.
That was great. Oh,
That is
fantastic
refreshing to work
transition.
with professionals.
If you want your band sponsored by some random thing, send us your music. Send it to BarelyDestinyShow@gmail.com, or really send us anything to that. We should probably lead off with send us anything, because nobody sends music, but we do want your questions, your ad reads, your limericks, your screenplays. Laz will get around to it. All that kind of stuff. Send it to us at BarelyDestinyShow@gmail.com, or get a hold of us on Twitter at BarelyADS, or better yet, go to our website, BarelyADS.com, and from there you can find all the links and a link to our Discord, which is where we are pretty much the most active. You can always talk to us. We'll just talk to you about dumb work shit.
Usually.
YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, and it's just search for this podcast on YouTube, and then like that channel, and eventually I'll be able to say a link there. Also, if you want to support us, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/BarelyADS, where you can get things like bonus podcasts. Scott, we did a bonus podcast about skateboarding and
music.
And music. So
And
episode
why
2,
it's all awesome.
Punks. You can listen
With an
to
X.
it now. Yes, with an X. No, it's not. It's with a K and an S. X, never understood why that letter was needed, but I digress. Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. This week, let's get into the TWAB. Well, actually, this is an old TWAB. So really what this is about is Arc Week. Scott, did you have a chance to play any of Arc Week?
We are talking Destiny, right?
Yes.
I have not had a chance to play much of any Destiny. What? Tell me about this TWAB. What's going on?
Oh my god. Okay, so apparently this stuff already happened. I can't really speak much to it because I've been playing the Division. So
I've just been working.
I feel wrong talking about an old TWAB that we haven't played anything about. But
Yeah. Last week's twat was about all of the class changes that were coming this week, because there were a whole bunch of class changes that came along with Arc Week.
Oh, that's
Bottom
good to
Tree
know.
Striker is now apparently ridiculous.
so
meta?
what happened with that? Let me see if I can find what the actual thing.
I mean,
Striker, Code of the Juggernaut. This path is all about punching enemies to get better at shooting them, so they want to make the gameplay loop better. Frontal Assault increases all weapon damage for its duration. 25% against combatants, 20% against players. Duration increased from 10 to 16 seconds. Buff timer now displayed on the HUD. Knockout. Melee damage bonus increased from 25% to 60%. Now also triggers once you have dealt 60% damage to a target. Any damage
Wow.
done after the 60% will refresh the timer. Still also triggers off shield pop, no longer consumed after one melee attack. Duration increased from 3 to 5 seconds.
jeez, man, that makes Bottom Tree Striker even better than it already is. Like, I played for the first time in a while. Not this past week, but the week before. I played a Nightfall with a couple of my clanmates, and they told me, they're like, we're doing Arc Burn, so go Bottom Tree Striker. What do you mean? Dude, I had my super up for over a minute and a half, just barreling into ads with the shoulder charge. It was insane. So this change is going to make Bottom Tree Striker even more, like, crazy.
I did see a video today too. You can one-shot people with the was it the Sturm, whatever the hand cannon is in Sturm and Drang. If you have the powered up thing and frontal assault, it's a one-shot kill to Guardians in PvP.
Holy
Frontal
crap.
assault up.
That's
So
insane, man.
So, I'm sure there are many, many more changes that have taken place across this, but we haven't played it, and it feels wrong to speak about it. So, what I do want to talk about is what we have been playing. And
Sorry, guys.
well, that's okay. I got some stuff. We've been playing the Division 2 some more. The game's fun. Not
get to World Tier 5.
I got to level 21.
Okay, so you're almost there.
I'm slowly working my way through that game. It's just fun to like. I've played it with a controller and on mouse and keyboard, and mouse and keyboard is so like easy mode beyond belief, and it's just fun to be able to like just map people with a scout rifle. You're just like pop pop tap tap. Like okay, yeah. I don't know. It's really cool. And then I've been playing a lot with my buddy, and my new favorite power is you shoot out a cloud of basically explosive gas. So it doesn't do anything until somebody shoots it or you explode something near it. So you shoot it in front of an enemy, they look at you and they take one shot and they light themselves on fire. And you're just like, ha 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 ha, I got you.
Oh, I haven't actually tried that one yet. We've been power leveling for the better part of a week, and so I got to World Tier 5. And so we've been trying like all the try hard builds so that we don't die while doing stuff. And we've gone
So what are you using?
hunter hunting and stuff like that.
Hunter hunting.
I have been. I'm sorry, my dog is coughing. I've been running the self revive hive and a turret to just draw fire.
Yeah, because I don't know what the sweaty tryhard stuff is in this game. I don't even know how to work like any of the systems.
There's an exotic SMG that people swear by for PvP called the Chatterbox. I haven't
This
actually.
sounds
gone
like a
around
Destiny one.
right? I haven't actually gone and tried to farm anything yet, just because. I don't know. I hop on and everyone's running stuff, and I just jump in with them, and they already have it. So I don't want to force them to go rerun stuff.
See, I keep forgetting that PvP is even a thing in that game, and I cannot wait to go in the dark zone and just dick around. Betray my friends, quite obviously.
You're not supposed to announce that, Ben.
They're not listening.
There's some nifty new ways to go rogue in the DZ as well. And it doesn't just take attacking like another player. You can like hack stuff, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, you shouldn't be hacking that. You're not rogue."
What? Me? Hack?
So
Yeah, that's gonna be super fun. I can't wait to get like into the end game of that. I think that's kind of my complaint with it though, is that it kind of just feels like a slog to get to the fun stuff.
yeah, I forced it in power leveled. I was at like level 7, and then I joined a couple of friends who were already in World Tier 4, and while I couldn't think and was almost dead the entire time, I went from 7 to 29 in like 5 hours, and then the next day from 29 to World Tier 4, and was ready to go when Friday rolled around and World Tier 5 came out.
Man,
Nice.
my friends are all up there too. Why are you guys not doing this for me? I hope you're listening now.
Don't listen to the other part. Just listen to this
Just
part.
listen now. That's all I care about. Man, what else? Still playing Donut County, which if you guys don't know about that game,
I was gonna say I don't know what that is.
it's a mobile game. But I've been getting into mobile games because I have the time for it and they're cheap as fuck. So if I hear like a real podcast talk about a real podcast, if I hear a podcast talk about a mobile game, I'll usually gonna check it out because let's face it, there's not a lot of good ones. And it's funny. It's just a funny little game to play, and you just have a hole in the ground, and you move it around, and as you suck things up into this hole, it gets bigger and bigger, and eventually you're like taking down houses and cars and stuff, and it's fun.
That sounds pretty
Interesting.
fantastic.
Yeah, you play as a raccoon that people order donuts from this app, and he just like sends a hole to them and sucks everything up because he doesn't understand what donuts are.
Now I want donuts. Damn it.
Yeah,
The
he
lore
doesn't
in
know
this
what
game
donuts.
sounds amazing.
It's really funny.
That does sound kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. And then Metro, and Metro is good. It's I'm really liking it because the bullet economy is really cool. So like you'll get guns where they have like mods and stuff attached to them, and it costs like quite a bit of money to put mods on your guns. So if you find like a kitted out one, you're like, oh hell yeah! But you run out of bullets at some point, like not quickly, but you will run out of bullets for that gun, and forces you to drop it and pick up something that you have bullets for. So like you're not constantly, but like from time to time, you'll find a really good gun and just be like, I gotta ditch this thing because I have no bullets and I'm gonna die if I can't shoot stuff.
Dude, I forgot how punishing games like that were. I've started playing Borderlands again, my I think 5th playthrough at this point in time, and this one's on PS4 with Gray Fox and Sire, because we all have the Handsome Collection, and we played separately, and we all love this game, but now we're all playing together. So like every Friday night, we're teaming up playing Borderlands. And it's crazy because you run out of bullets, like with Destiny, and it's just like, yeah, burn through a mag and then like, fire a few more shots and your mag will refill. Or like, just wipe and respawn and we'll start the encounter over, right? Dude, not in Borderlands. You'll get kicked back to whatever the last save point was, and it fucking sucks. Like you have to manage your shots. So it's one of those things where I had to get better at aiming real quick.
Yeah, it's cool because I think there's 4 ammo types in Metro, and then you can only hold 3 guns. So they're just like, yeah, eventually you're gonna have to drop whatever you ran out of ammo for and pick up a gun that you do have ammo for. And there's fucking pneumatic guns. You just like pump them up. Man, they're silent, and on PC, I'm just like, and you get a headshot, and then you get a headshot. And you can like over pump them so that way like they do additional damage.
Oh, is it like that thing that the dude has in the movie No Country for Old Men? He's got like the pneumatic fucking bolt gun.
Honestly, it's like a BB gun that could kill people. That's like essentially what it is, and it shoots like giant BBs. So
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's just a rifle that you pump up. It's, I don't know, it feels like a cool like linear Fallout game that takes place in Russia.
Nice.
And you like have to fight like real people, and then you also fight these like giant bear beast things that come running at you. I don't know, it's a fun game, and I'm mostly just playing it because I want to get to Metro Exodus. But the games are good enough that I'm like, all right, I'll play a trilogy.
Right.
And I got the first 2 for $30. So
that's not bad at all, man.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they're old
Might
games.
as well play them.
Yeah, it was a 360 game, and then they remastered it for PS4, and that's like the version I have on PC. And then I was looking online, and there's some mods to like update the textures even farther. So I was like, yeah, maybe. It looks fine though. For a 360 game, you're just like, yeah, not expecting much. Thank you for up-resing it.
That's not too bad at all.
I haven't been playing much. Scott, you said you were playing Borderlands. So
yeah,
that's
so
fun.
we're starting our me, Sire, and Gray Fox. Starting our it's my 5th. I think it's Gray Fox. It's probably like 10th because he played every single character in Borderlands 2 at least once, maybe twice. And then Sire was involved, and we were all kind of involved at Gray Fox's, just doing couch co-op split screen, until we all kind of got our own copies of it. And then even then we didn't really play online because it was the PS3, Xbox 360. We were still kind of behind the times on that, so it was just one of those things we didn't play together. But now we're all playing together, and it's pretty fun, man. It's pretty nuts. And I was talking to somebody else about this today. I think it was one of my clanmates. And we were talking, and I said, playing that game, like, it really, and I've said this before on the show, it really, like, highlights the good stuff in Destiny and the bad stuff in Destiny.
Yeah.
Like, I love the fact that, because it is a larger part of a larger discussion. We were kind of talking about Destiny, where it is right now as far as the economy and like infusion and how that sort of translates into like the armor builds that you have going, right? You know, or like, and they've sort of shied away from that. And there's a bunch of other stuff that kind of comes into play when you're talking about that in Destiny. And like we're all talking about, so you know, like Borderlands, it doesn't matter. Like you get all this batshit insane loot, and you just pick it up and use it, and then when you can't use it anymore, you sell it back to Marcus in the gun machine for money, or you give it to your buddy who's a lower level, and you're like, here you go, play with this, like, you know, ultra rare, you know, like the pink colored rarity SMG, and just go light a bunch of shit on fire because the SMG is fucking nuts. And the skill progression you get is from the skill trees. So it's one of the things where that's where your build comes into play, is the skill tree with your character, right? So I think Sire's running the Commando Axton, so he's running like the skill tree that has I think black powder, where you can overfill all of your reserves because it's now a team. So like if your reserves of ammunition are full, you can pick up ammunition and it goes to the rest of the team. I think that's how that perk goes. It might be named something else, but I know I was picking up ammunition and I had a little full message on my screen and it was still like going into the backpack. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I guess we're doing this. You know, he's got dual rockets on the turret for the commando. So that was like pretty crazy. Gray Fox is running the build of Gage, the Necromancer, with Death Trap, and it's the one where like he basically just goes around and smacks the living crap out of everything with the claws, and then he'll heal your opponents, or not opponents, your teammates with his shield beam thing, which is pretty cool. For me, I haven't really done too much. I think I'm like first branch of the Mania skill tree with Krieg, because Krieg's my main in that game. So I've just gotten to the point where like your movement speed and melee damage like goes up 500% when you use Buzz Axe Rampage, which is, I've never really used that before. I've always used throwing because it's similar to hammers. But I started using that, man, and I was just like booking up and down the like stairs and shit in the one level, just chopping bandits in the face, and it was like, and every kill you get regenerates a, like, you know, prolonged, similar to the Bottom Tree Striker that we were talking about earlier. Every kill you get with Buzz Axe Rampage extends the life of it. So like I told them like, you guys are gonna be reviving me, running ahead and trying to like saw through everything. So just, you know, like that's the play style you have to play with Krieg, is it's like high risk, high reward. Like, all right, get ready for it. And it was fucking nuts. It was so much fun. And that's one of the good things about that, about you know, one of the like good things for Borderlands, kind of things in Destiny, kind of like weird right now. The things that's not good in Borderlands, but feels amazing in Destiny, the movement. Like, you know, I said it before, the movement in Borderlands 2, I mean, it's essentially like almost a 10-year-old game. It's a little clunky. You can't slide, which kind of sucks, because I was doing a lot of like rushing with shotgun and an auto rifle. Like I'm rushing ahead, and then I go to like slide in and like shotgun a bandit, and he squats down. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot you can't slide in this. Well, this is gonna suck. So there's a bunch of that. I mean, it's been pretty fun. We're trying to move it along like at a slower pace too. We're taking our time to really like do the main stuff.
That's fun. It's been a while since I've like had a group that was playing through like an old game or something like that, like together. I mean, we had the Mass Effect thing, which was fun, but
this is actually the first time we've done something like this. Usually it's just three of us get on and we're playing Destiny. We got the three of us got like Titanfall 2, and I'm trying to get guys to do that, and we all got Apex Legends. We're gonna start playing Apex in the squad, but then like the Borderlands 3 announcement thing came up, and we're all just like in full on Borderlands. Which, by the way, I never realized. I could have sworn, maybe somebody can tweet at me or at me in the Discord. I could have sworn there were like some references to Gwar, like the heavy metal band Gwar in Borderlands. There's at least one that I know of that. Again, that I thought it was Krieg, but I guess it's not. I thought that it made him look like Ballsack the Jaws of Death from Gwar. You know, the dude with the big fucking steel trap head and the horns. So I'm looking for this skin. I'm like, I want that because I want to run around with that head on. And I can't find it. I can't find out what it is. And I forgot how like ridiculous some of the shit Krieg says when he's running around like murdering bandits, like screaming about bathing in blood. And so, of course, I'm kind of like Gwar. So I'm a Gwar, and this happens every time I start playing Borderlands again.
Just get back into Gwar every time you play that game.
Dude, it's so funny. I really just want to, like, I want a fucking a skin that's like a tribute, you know, Gwar. Great.
Yeah. Nips, how's Gwent?
Finally got back in this week after the new expansion came out, and it is in a really good spot. It might be the best it's ever been. Like, there are a ton of viable archetypes. Each game plays out differently, which was back in the old days when I was playing it a ton. That wasn't the case. It was like, okay, we all come down to the last card, and either you have this and you win, or you don't and I win. It's sort of not that spot right now, so it's been pretty fun. I suspect in the near future I'm going to spend a day trying to rank up a ton, and then I probably won't have as much fun with it because I'll get to good players who aren't complete morons, and it'll be a little bit more work. But right now, oh man, the opponents I'm playing are really bad, and it is fantastic.
I love that kind of stuff.
It's like, oh, I'm going to win with 3 cards left in my hand. All right, well, do I play them out and be a bad sport and just show how much I could have won by, or do I just say, okay, game's over?
Do I want to style on your ass real hard? Yeah.
It all comes down to how long they wait to play their cards. If they're slow, then I'm going to style and make them quit. Otherwise,
that's great.
If you play quickly, I'll hit pass as soon as I have the game won.
That's funny. It's like when you go to your friend's house and they're really bad at a game with skill-based matchmaking. You just go off on people.
That I used to be that guy, and like everybody knows how bad I am at PvP. I mean, I'm not terrible. I've gotten better, right? But like when I first started, they're like, yeah, Scotty is probably the worst. They're like, let's make him the party leader. And so we'd get matched with people who I'm pretty sure couldn't see out of one eye and didn't have thumbs. And we just rolled in with like, you know, Iron Banner, everybody's max level, full clan squad. And we're just like, hey guys, we're here to destroy your life.
Oh, I missed that. I missed
it. Was so
the old days. So we got a sponsor for our gaming news.
Oh,
New sponsor this week.
New sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
These are big time.
We are sponsored by 2 alcohols
Podcast
now.
Money.
Hello, all. Kel of Crits from Finest Matter Whiskey here, and I have just one question for you. Do you even enhancement core? With our first and
unfortunately.
With our first and most volatile batch of whiskey, you're sure to reap all the sweet rewards that RNGesus is hiding from you. Our scouts stated by finding a Golden Age whiskey distillery in a hollowed-out basement in the Cosmodrome, upon their discovery, the hunter of the group took a large swig and DDoSed himself into a loading screen. After adding a hint of Barian Bow, some sweat from the Crucible, and a splash of Arc Energy, courtesy of our filthy Warlock Sherpa, we have created our first slightly drinkable whiskey. Remember, Finest Matter Whiskey, the whiskey that's frisky. Sent from my ghost. Thank you so much, Finest Matter Whiskey, for sponsoring the show.
I like it.
Always appreciate the new sponsors. So let's see. We were talking about Borderlands. Borderlands 3 pre-orders are available now, and the game comes out on September 13th.
Yeah, I got the notes on that too if you want.
Yeah, well, you pre-ordered it. Did you get the $250 version?
Did no, Gray Fox did. He supposedly he said he's gonna buy two of them, one to have and one to pay for the other one. Because I looked up on eBay just out of curiosity, they're already going for like $700-800 in some cases, which is insane.
I should have gotten one. I have
Dude, it's fucking
I have capital
nuts,
right
man.
now, and I'm not investing correctly.
In Borderlands pre-orders?
Yes, exactly.
Well,
they sold out in like less than 12 hours, I want to say. Supposedly, the Diamond Loot Chest Edition. So, in order of ascending cost, we'll say, Borderlands 3 drops September 13th. So, everybody get ready. It's going to be a blast. The $80, you can get the game for $60 and nothing else, right? That's fine. $80 the base game plus any pre-order bonuses. It's got a retro cosmetic pack with the a head skin, echo device skin, weapon skin. It's got a neon cosmetic pack, so it's got a couple cosmetic packs there. There's a gearbox cosmetic pack. You get toy box weapon pack, 2 toy guns, a toy grenade mod, and weapon trinket, which is I think a new thing for Borderlands 3. You get an XP and a loot drop boost mods as well in the $80 version. In the $100 version, that's the deluxe edition of the game. Borderlands 3 Season Pass with 4 campaign DLC packs featuring stories, missions, and challenges. You get the Butt Stallion weapon skin, weapon trinket, and a grenade mod, and you get a Borderlands 3 steel bookcase. So it's got like one of those steel cases to it. Kind of like Destiny 2 had, I think, in the physical box edition I got. And the Super Deluxe edition of the game, which is Diamond Loot Chest, features a functional Diamond Loot Chest with a functional retractable lid, 10 Borderlands 3-inch character figurines. It's basically the 4 new Vault Hunters, the Calypso twins, and a bunch of other characters from the Borderlands universe that everybody knows and loves. Sanctuary 3 snap model with stand included, so it's going to have like a model of the floating city of Sanctuary. It's got 4 Vault keychains, cloth galaxy map of the Borderlands, so you're going to get to see like where everything is. Pretty nuts. 5 character art lithographs, character prints starring the new Vault Hunters and So twins, and the Borderlands 3 Steelbook. So that's like the big spendy edition. I couldn't justify the money, all the stuff, because I don't have any place to put that stuff, unfortunately. So I went for the deluxe edition with the 4 campaign DLCs because I love Borderlands. I'm gonna play fuck out of everything. I'm still playing Borderlands 2, which came out in 2012. Like, come on, this is it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen.
Their DLCs are usually always pretty great too.
Yeah, I mean I played. I think it was 2 of the 3. I think I missed the pirate one.
The pirate one was the worst of the 3, so you didn't miss out on that. I mean,
so
it was still good, and I still got my money's worth. But
right.
The Hammerlock Hunt one was pretty great, and then obviously Tiny Tina D&D one was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was the one I remember playing like multiple. Pretty sure I played through at least twice, and it was. Well, I think one of my favorite quests for that one when fucking Mr. Torque comes into the game. He's like, I want to play too, and so you have to do a quest. Like they make him go through the quest. And you have to do like the quest items for him. It was really awesome. And he's just like basically getting. They're making fun of him. They're like, "You're a big meathead, explosion wrestling guy. You're not gonna to do any stuff." He's like, "Oh." Like they're making fun of him being basically Macho Man Savage.
Yeah, that was the other. That was the 4th DLC, right? Was the Torg one, and that one was great too. The voice lines for Torg were so amazing. To this day, my brother and I still drop the That sentence had too many syllables. Apologize.
Apologize. Yep. Yeah, that's a common one. We regularly speak Torquisms, and that's one of them that we frequently use. I actually got one of the for my email or my voicemail on my phone. If I turn it on, that's my voicemail alert. It's Torque going, "This message is irrelevant."
Professional.
Yeah,
Much
totally
like this
professional.
podcast. Professional.
Exactly. There's
Hey.
actually some more stuff that came out with Borderlands 3 real quick. We're getting instant loot. Supposedly you can toggle it on and off. So when you're playing with your friends and a super rare drop, like that bright orange thing hits the floor, you don't all have to scramble. You can toggle it on. Matchmaking giving. So if you want a power level with your friends, say somebody's on like their second playthrough on True Vault Hunter mode or whatever, you're going to be able to join that person and power level shit at. It's actually going to be great for.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what else you can
I'm
power
excited.
level in? The Division 2. So
If you have friends.
Yeah, if you have friends
If
that
you
aren't
have
listening.
Oh wait, are they supposed to be listening at this point, or are they supposed to not?
No, they weren't listening ever.
Okay.
So there's recently some bugs with a recent update on the Division 2. And they were like, you know what? Let's do a test server. So if you have it on PC, you're going to be able to download the test server. And you can take your progress with you to the test server, but don't expect to bring it back off the test server.
That's a one-way ticket.
All these stories are from Games Radar, by the way. Also, there's a leak. Now,
A leak.
it's just a leak, so don't get too excited. This leak claims PS5 and GTA 6 are both coming in 2020. So, somebody posted a rumor on some website, obviously big enough for Games Radar to pick it up and think this is somewhat important. Here's some bits from it. The DualShock controller will receive some updates too, with some sort of camera inside for VR, and a new kind of input that reportedly resembles the Steam controller trackpad for better analog precision. As for games, here's the selection of PS5 exclusives you'll have to choose from at launch, according to Pastebin, the site that Games Radar is referencing. Gran Turismo 7 with VR support, which would be fucking awesome.
Wow.
Especially if you have a driving wheel.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima remaster. The Last of Us Part 2 remaster, which is interesting because that means that they're going to come out on PS4. And then PUBG free-to-play 4K remaster.
4K
Okay, so
PUBG.
These are all the reported exclusives. Now, here's the non-exclusives, and even the article says the part about non-exclusives heading to PS5 in 2020 is where I threw my hands up. That's the quote from the article. Battlefield Bad Company 3. Harry Potter, which I've heard about that Harry Potter game. Assassin's Creed and GTA 6. So do you guys really think that GTA 6 could come out in 2020 when Red Dead came out in 2019? 2018? When did it come out? 2018.
Late in 2018,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to get into one of the next gaming news items early, based on some of the comments made by the studio heads for who did Red Dead. I wouldn't be terribly shocked.
Oh yeah, you think that they'll just work them to death to get that game out?
I've heard some things, and which is odd because I don't actually do a ton of like reading outside of the games that I love, but there's like certain I guess working conditions type stuff.
Oh yeah, it's real. It supposedly
I'm
it was real bad, but then you have people saying
yeah.
that it was really bad, and other people being like, "Yeah, I like my work, and I'm like, I want to put in the time, and this is what I love to do."
Yeah, but there's also like an exploitation factor. I mean,
Yeah,
full disclaimer, I came from you know, my mother was a union member. I am a big time supporter of organized labor, so my view is a little bit biased. I can see how things are. But I've also worked under conditions where it's the same thing. Like people are passionate about their work and they want to put time and make the best like product, whatever it is they can be. At the same time, the head of the company is sitting there, kind of wringing his hands, going, "I'm not going to tell you no, but don't put that on your time card," sort of thing.
yeah,
So there's definitely like there's a give and take for sure, but I mean it would not shock me based on comments because that's the capacity it came up in. Um, there was something about like working conditions, modern office space, and like one of the areas that it sort of talked about was technology and IT, and then it talked about some of the like game studio stuff. How that's a weird mix between art and technology, and then but some of the working conditions that came out there was just like, and they cited that article that came out with the studio head from it's Rockstar, right? Who did Red Dead?
yeah,
Yeah. So the guy was talking. He made a bunch of comments about that and how like people were doing 100-hour work weeks, bragging about that, and they kind of cited that when that first came out, which raised a few eyebrows. And they kind of talked about that, how this is just kind of like not really an okay thing.
no, yeah,
So
I agree. I think that
it,
they should unionize, but
it gets into like a real weird slippery slope, and there's a lot more discussion to it's a much larger discussion with more, I think, gray areas, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised if Rockstar was like, yeah, so we're putting out GTA 6 and Red Dead, and you guys should definitely work like a lot because we want to have them out 2 years back to back. And I mean, that's in addition to like they have GTA Online too, right?
yeah, they're still working on that. I
Yeah. So
I don't know. I want a new GTA real bad. Also, I want this Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game.
oh shit, I've been seeing the like teasers for that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be. It looks kind of cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Which is weird because like since I want to say Star Wars Bounty Hunter was the last Star Wars game. Genuinely, well, that was the last Star Wars game that delivered. I'll put it that way for me. You know,
yeah,
um, Battlefield 2 on the original PS2 was all right. Um, we don't talk about the Star Wars Battlefront games on PS4.
I mean,
We just don't.
I'm just looking at like articles related to it, and they're like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order could be God of War with lightsabers, and I'm just like, yes,
See, that sells me
please.
right there. That sells me on it. I'm like, let's do this. This sounds fantastic.
I mean, I I was thinking about Star Wars today, and I think the reason that like the older crowd likes it more, and that I just don't give a shit about Star Wars, is because I saw the original trilogy, and to me that's Star Wars, and I'm like, yeah, or not the original trilogy, sorry, the first
The
three
prequel?
movies, yeah,
The
the
prequel
prequel trilogy,
trilogy, yeah.
and I'm like, these movies suck. So to me, Star Wars is like, yeah, I mean, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
also the thing too that like
those movies are
because
old.
Gray Fox struggles with this all the time. Like I tried explaining this stuff to him before some of the newer movies came out, and I'm like, dude, you got to go back and watch the movies, but you have to be able to appreciate for what they were. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm watching one movie and Yoda's doing backflips with a lightsaber, and the next one he's like, you see the fishing wire on his fucking like talking.
yeah.
You know?
It is hard because they're old movies, and they're like the way that you made movies and the way you held people's attention is not the same that you do now.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
for
just
sure.
like, yeah, I'm an hour into a Star Wars movie, and I'm like, I'm so fucking bored. When are they gonna pull out the lightsabers again? Oh man, I'm sorry to everybody that loves Star Wars. That's like fuck you about that. I'm just being honest. You guys can definitely like Star Wars, and I will love this Fallen Order game if I get to just run around with a lightsaber and action out.
Dude, the best part, I was talking about this, I said it before on the show, my favorite mission of the Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 4 was that first, it's like when you first load up the game, loading, and like, here, go play as Darth Vader and murder a bunch of rebels in Echo Base.
Yeah.
like at the beginning of Empire when the Empire like busts into the fucking bases, the rebels are escaping. They're like, here, go murder everybody with Darth Vader. I'm like, I already had my money's worth for this game. This is fantastic. It went down.
Is that the movie with the whales?
Don't. The best, by the way, the best Star Wars line of all time is when Vader chokes that guy out and goes, "Don't choke on your ambitions." And I'm just like, oh my god. He said that, and I looked at my wife, and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
What is this, Commando?
I was like, oh my god. He's gonna throw him on the Hoth and be like, cool off. Oh my god.
Can you imagine if they did a dub of like Terminator, like Schwarzenegger action movie lines, but James Earl Jones did it as Darth Vader, and they applied the shit like that to the movies? Yeah. Like, chokes some guys. Cool off.
You guys want to do some listener questions?
Yeah. Let's do it, man.
These are brought to you by our other sponsor.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, brought to you by Tarsus Vodka. Nope, that's old. Not by Tarsus Vodka. Here at Cosmodrome Vodka, things have been weird AF. Arc subclasses are going bonkers, enhancement cores were raining from pinnacle weapons, and other drifter shit. Some group calling themselves True Sons tried to invade our distillery, but they forgot that they can't breathe in space, so fuck them. But all these random occurrences and conveniences have inspired our newest creation, Arcish Core Pinnacle Vodka. It's a simple recipe, simply supercharge a dozen enhancement cores and one of the Season 6 Pinnacle weapons, if you can acquire one, with an Arc super ability, and then combine the vile superb concoction with our signature vodka. Presto, Arcish Core Pinnacle Vodka. And if you want a little extra taste, we'll be creating a special batch using the blood of the True Sons. Can't just let that stuff go to waste, right? May the taken anus bless us all. And remember, Guardians, in Cosmodrome, New York, as writers type their ads on one hand while feeding a newborn with the other.
I'm not one to point out plot holes in ads, but I'm pretty sure the Cosmodrome is in Russia, and the air there that the True Sons are breathing is not non-existent space air. It's Russian.
Laz.
I mean, he's getting no sleep because he has a kid, a newborn. So it's probably fair that he has a few holes in his foolproof plot.
A newborn son, a true son. Bum 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 bum. Drink the blood of children. I'm just kidding.
God, that got dark quick.
Drink the blood of children. Guys, what band is playing in hell to make things even worse for everyone? That question from House Dilla.
Fuck, man. It's not. It's not even a band. It's like either a top 40 radio station or like a top 40 classic rock radio station. I think that would just be the worst. Because it's just the same like 8 songs over and over again in a loop. People are just like, hey, check this new song out. It's like, not new. I heard this song 10 times radio today. Please kill me.
Man, what would be the worst?
Spin Doctors.
Yeah, I was just thinking 90s pop.
Oh, God.
And
2 Princes on repeat.
Was that 2 Princes?
I don't even know.
I believe that's Semi-Charmed Life you were
Yeah,
doing.
that is Semi-Charmed Life. That was
Oh,
what popped into
shit.
my head. I was like,
That's like 7 years too late, probably, right?
Ugh.
They were like 97, maybe.
No, what band is playing in hell? It's the 4 Year Strong version of all those 90 songs. They have an album where they just cover all that, and it just makes them worse.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh my
That's
god!
just.
I was excited because I liked the band, but I was like, these are horrible, and I don't want to listen to this at all.
Oh yeah, it's funny. There
Nope,
are some
I take
really.
it back. Hobo Johnson. I don't know if you know Hobo Johnson, but fuck that.
No.
Stupid
Wesley
ass.
Willis.
No, Hobo Johnson is like
Oh,
he does
fuck.
like kind of rap spoken word stuff, and he's just this like weird emo kid. Just like I really
emo or
love
fluffy
not
emo?
crying on the weekends, and I'm just like, oh, shut up.
Dude. No, you know what? If it's not one of those two things, it would be a band like. Are you familiar with the band Falling in Reverse?
No, but it sounds terrible.
Yeah, they're awful, and I don't even know how to describe it. I think I watched a music video for them once because somebody said this band is the worst band ever, like worse than Nickelback. I'm like, that's some pretty lofty state. No, they're right. This band is probably worse than Nickelback.
I got it. 311.
Oh.
There you go, Boost. Oh man, what's that other band that they all listen to? Some rat band or something?
Ghost?
Yeah, well, they have a song called Rats.
Yes.
Yeah, Ghost. That I've never even heard it. That's what's playing in hell. All the hot takes tonight. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck Ghost. Fuck 311.
Oh man, what was the?
We did say we were going to burn it down tonight.
Yeah.
What was it? I saw a meme about Ghost last week. It was like Ghost is Slipknot for people who drink craft beer. I laughed so hard at that when I cried.
That's so
Friends
funny.
over it, but it's kind of true.
Phoenix also wants to know, which game would you rather see actually get made? Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3?
I can answer this. The new Road Rash.
Yes, Road Rash. No, Skate 4.
You guys are underestimating how great Left 4 Dead is.
Well, they're already making that game that's pretty much Left 4 Dead 3.
It's got to be Left 5 Dead if you're making it.
I like my idea of the second one should have been called Left 2 Die.
I like that. Is that like Destiny?
Destiny, yeah. What is it? Turtle Rock announces a new co-op game. What is it called? It's a zombie co-op shooter by Turtle Rock, the people that made Left 4 Dead. So
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
yeah, we
I
talked
think,
about it on
didn't
the show. It's already coming out. Oh,
Cyberpunk 2077. That's the only game I care about.
but that game actually is gonna come out. Skate
I know.
4, never. Half-Life 3, never. So yeah, my answer is Skate 4.
I'm gonna stick with Road Rash.
Okay. Nips, what's a game that's never gonna come out?
What's a game that's never going to come out?
Witcher 4.
Siphon Filter 4?
Oh shit! Going back in the vault.
There we go. Those are
That
our
was
games.
I had a demo for Siphon Filter. That was fun as hell too. I remember.
I
that.
played so much Siphon Filter 2 as a kid. Oh my god. That was the game we got my dad gaming on. And we played
That's
because it was like
hilarious.
there was no multiplayer, like online multiplayer, so it was all split screen multiplayer.
Yeah.
So we would just let him go in there and try to like fumble around with the sticks, and then we just sneak up behind him and giggle and shoot him with the taser and light him on fire, and he'd get so angry.
That's
it was
what
so
it
much
was.
fun.
I was just gonna ask, what was the weapon? Because everybody used it. Like
You
people
could
just
tase
got-
somebody, and if you held
Yeah.
on to the taser long enough, they'd start on fire.
Scott, do you think your kid is ever going to be able to beat you at video games?
Oh man, probably. I mean, he's already doing pretty well. He figured out how to use a screwdriver to open one of the doors today, and he's like probably a week from figuring out how to use the same toy screwdriver to pop the child locks off of all the doors. So, and he's only 2.
And his
So-
KD's higher than RNG Gators already too. So
Yeah, I mean, his KD is probably higher than me, and he hasn't even like played yet. So
Just got those quick reflexes of a child.
that is the one thing where I'm just gonna be like, listen, you may be able to whip my ass in PvP, but I'm gonna sit you down and make you play through King's Fall blind.
You're like,
And every time you fuck up.
yeah, I'm sure those servers are definitely still beyond.
Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna be gone.
You're like, all right, you can beat me in this shooter. Let's play Risk. This is a war of attrition.
He'd probably win that too, because I'm just like, God damn it.
I'm honestly, we talked about it last week on Just Some Guardians, our little crossover episode. We want to start a Risk game, an online Risk game with everybody. So, if you're into Risk, hit us up in that Discord.
Sounds like a perfect way to make sure that you don't have any more online friends.
Dude, I am going to take Australia first thing, because nobody ever fucks with you.
No, you've definitely played Risk before.
Australia, first thing that happen, and then you never ever try and hold Asia.
Right, that's just fool's errand.
Yep. The next thing you want to do, North America, then South America. Hold it. And then when you're ready to take over the world, go in through Africa.
Just get all of the free armies you want, because nobody can actually invade safely.
Mm-hmm. You go in through Africa, and then you make a little halt, let everybody panic, and then your next push is from Africa, from Australia, and from Alaska.
Yep. You have definitely played Risk before.
The triple threat. Sweep up through Europe, take over Asia from two fronts. That's how you do it. Now that I've revealed my strategy, I'm going with Asia first. Because I said never take Asia. What am I going to do? You don't know. It's Risk. Hey, should every game have an alternate top-down Diablo-style version of itself? And would that also make every game that much better? This question from X-Ray.
Like Ghost Stories X-Ray?
Yeah. He popped in and asked a little question for us this week.
What's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
Sorry, Fluffy, what are you doing here? Should every game have it? No. But I'm trying to think of a game that would be really cool if it had that mode.
I'm trying to remember what that is. I might have to Google it because I think I've never really played Diablo.
I had to Google that because I got sick of people saying isometric and me not knowing what it was.
Okay.
So
I still don't know.
Just look up any screenshot from a Diablo game. It's that like security cam up in the corner look.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think it would have been really cool if the new God of War had a mode like that, where it put the camera out and made it look like the old God of War games.
That would be kind of cool, yeah.
Maybe you had to beat it first so you couldn't like see the answer to puzzles. Yeah.
I think some racing games would be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be weird to control.
Yeah.
But fun.
Yeah, that'd be a bitch to control, but it would look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, this looks like Guar.
So you mean Road Rash?
Oh, dude, Road Rash would be dope. I would love that.
Isometric Road Rash. People were like,
Yeah,
what the fuck is this?
You could like actually aim the chain to like whip it around some dude's arm and yank him off his bike.
That'd
That'd
fuck
be
it, Skyrim.
I never realized how much like there are like characters or builds in Diablo that look like Guar. Now I'm definitely gonna listen to Guar.
Not play Diablo, just listen to Guar.
No.
If it reminds me of Guar, I'm listening to Guar.
Yeah, Diablo is like way too far, I think, above my skill level. I'm just gonna
Maybe you just have Guar on the brain, and
I do, man. I
look
do.
at all these kids at this daycare. They remind me of Guar. I'm gonna listen to Guar.
They all look like little monsters. Nibs, what's a game that you think would look good with that?
I was intrigued by your Skyrim shout. That would be a lot of fun.
Especially because like we have it in VR, we have it in voice only, we have it like fuck it, just make another version.
Just do another one. You're not releasing any other games. Just keep.
You gotta keep that studio alive somehow. Let's release another Skyrim. What can we do? PC isometric.
Make people buy it again.
Yeah, it's literally just Diablo. Same game. what's your favorite cheat / secret or exploit / cheese from any game? That's from Squid.
Fuck, man, there's some really good.
Honestly, my favorite one ever is cheesing the Templar off the edge in Vault of
Oh
Glass.
god, that was so good.
Yeah, there were some good ones in the early Destiny 1 raids.
Because
The
they're
first,
Pulling the cable on the Xbox.
we did that once,
for
and
Crota.
it was really cool to see him just like go down. Everyone's just running up like, ah! Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him before it fixes itself.
when it said cheat, I started thinking about like old cheat codes from like old video games.
Oh, flying cars in GTA San Andreas.
Dude, one of my favorite all-time cheats from back in the PlayStation 1 days was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. The one with the yellow Lamborghini on the cover.
Yeah.
There was a cheat code you could punch in for the... Oh, fuck, what was it? It was like the turbo horn or something like that. And so, like... And it was funny, too, because, like, back in the day... Here I go, like, old man Scott. Back in the day, there used to be cheat codes that people would put out in, like, magazines and stuff.
Yeah, I had a book
And
of
that was-
cheat codes.
Yeah, but the time when it got better was when it sort of made it to the early days of the internet, because
Yeah,
there were
you-
cheat codes
Print off
where
pages of it.
and people would put like just, you're like, what does this do? And so you're sitting there in a game session, 50 cheat codes to see what each one does. And this turbo horn one, my brother and I are like, what, give you turbos or something? No, we sat there and we're like, okay, cool. So we're driving around like, it doesn't give you unlimited turbo. What do you do? My brother's like, I don't know. Let's try blowing the horn. So we're in the middle of a race. We're like last place because we're fucking doing cheat codes and stuff. 2-player split screen. It's him and I. There's like 6 or 7 cars, whatever. We're like running 5 and 6. So my brother hits the horn and all the cars just fucking like ping pong. Like somebody fucking hit them with a like they just like go flying and they're bouncing off geometry and stuff. And I was like, dude, what the fuck did you just do? He goes, I blew the horn. So I ran up behind, like, the next thing, try this. One of the other CPU cars hit the horn. The thing goes like front flipping away. Basically shoots like a sonic blast. And it makes all the cars fly off the road and like bounces them off of geometry. It was the funniest fucking thing. We ended up playing, we had friends come over to my house when we played that game, and the best thing that we ever did, and it worked in hot pursuit mode too, so you'd wait till there was like cops in front of you and you just hit the horn and they go flying off. We started playing like who can kick a field goal or hit a home run, the police car. And then there was, never fails, man, in that particular version of the game, always one, it was like a teal colored Corvette as a CPU car. And we're like, that color, and it was not like, San Jose Sharks teal. It was like off, it looked like cabinet colored teal from like filing cabinet or 70s. So we're like, nah, you know what? Fuck that car. And this is like an ugly generation Chevy Corvette. Like, this car is going to be the ball this match. So we drive around just smashing that car into walls and shit.
It sounds like definitely something they were using to like just test. Where they're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's say like something goes drastically wrong. Like, what's gonna happen if all the cars get like blown around? Like this one car ends up on the roof. They're like, bang.
Yeah. So they're like, let's link that to the horn command.
Yeah.
And let's put it in the game. Dude, it was the funniest.
It-
Seriously, one of the best cheat codes.
For cheeses, it's the Templar. For cheat codes, it's always been GTA. GTA has the best cheat codes of all. You're just like, I want a tank.
Dude.
I want a helicopter. I want this. I want this. It's just spawning stuff. Or when the cops are chasing you, and you're just like, no more stars, full health. Like, you would just memorize those and like get into like crazy stuff, and then be like down, down, left, left, X, X, squirt, 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 and then all the stars go away, and you're just like, okay, thank God.
Did you ever use the Insta-Tank cheat code in front of the police station?
Yes.
It was great because you just park the tank and wait there, and then out of nowhere, like the wanted stars just shoots up to 5. Like a cop comes out of the police station, sees asshole in a tank in front of it, goes, "Oh fuck."
I mean, we'd always play games with it too, where like you would get a good vantage point, load up on all your guns, and then you just be like, all right, put the 5 stars on, and then you just see how long you can last.
We used to take the tank and drive it to the top of the parking garage and then just shoot at everything. And so the police would come down and like they'd come try and get up the thing, and we'd be right over the garage doors. We'd shooting the tank rounds down and blowing up the police cars. Eventually, they'd send a helicopter, and we'd shoot that down too. And it's just like 5 stars flashing.
I mean, my favorite was in GTA 5. It's not a cheat code, but we would just go try and steal jets. So you had to like steal a plane or a helicopter, fly over the military base, parachute in, grab the jet, and fly out before you got absolutely obliterated.
Yes, dude, my brother used to do that with the helicopter, the army helicopter.
Dude, it's so much fun.
It was one of the GTA. It was one of the GTA's from PlayStation. Like, I could never do it, but his deal was he'd do exactly that. He'd get the helicopter, fly. There was like a restriction in the geometry over the base, so you couldn't fly over the base and just drop in. So like my brother would land on the building next door. He'd like roof jump 2 buildings, and then he'd just like barely get in over the fence and into the helicopter before somebody tries to yank him out of the helicopter.
Yeah, I think in 5 the stars, they don't happen like if you're super high up, so we would always halo jump.
Yeah.
Just get like multiple people be like, all right guys, let's go, and just like flying down into the base being like, go go go. It's so funny. And somebody would somebody like wouldn't be able to get in or something like that, and they'd have a car and they're like trying to jump the fence in a car, so you just see like the car taking off, ripping around. Some dude flies off in a jet, the other guy's just shooting everybody. I miss GTA Online. When that first came out, it was so much fun.
Oh man, there's just so much fucking craziness that happened with like that GTA series.
I mean, what do they call it? What's the whatever
Immersion?
Storytelling? No,
Immersive?
no. It's like when the
Isometric?
story. No, yeah, when the story of the game is just like the stories that you tell, like PUBG and stuff like that.
Immersive?
No, whatever.
No.
Somebody write in next week and we'll make a correction. Nips, do you have any favorite cheeses or cheat codes?
Again, the cheese would be the pulling the cable on Crota, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for the Contra code. I used that all the time as a kid, and it still didn't help me beat the game because I was such garbage at platforming.
I still am garbage at platforming. I see like Mario Runner coming out, or Mario Maker, and I'm just like, no, I'm not good at that.
Nope.
Not in the slightest. Which makes
Hard
it fun
pass.
to play Hollow Knight, because there's like a fair amount of platforming, and I'm always like, fuck, because it just respawns you like right where you fell. So I'll just be like, oh, do it again, and then die, and I'm just like, I hate this fucking game. Fluffy wants to know, he says, is Squid the most badass biker you know? Fluffy, you know what, do this on your own time, bud.
Can he win at Road Rash? That's the question. Like, is he the champion of Road Rash? Is that the kind of biker we're talking about? Oh,
Pedal bike. You can't be the baddest ass biker on a pedal bike.
Was it a BMX bike?
I doubt it.
Then no. It's okay, so the kids are getting older and we're talking about buying bikes soon, and I'm like, I'm buying a BMX bike. My wife's like, why? I was like, because it's shaped like a regular bike. Mountain bikes are fucking make you bend over all fucking weird and stuff. Not doing it.
Yeah, it's like I've noticed that actually too, is like the whole 10-speed mountain bike thing, man, it hurts my back. I don't, probably because I'm old.
Yeah, I just want to sit down.
Yeah, I'm like, I forget who, I think my wife was asking, like, what are you gonna do with the bike? Because I still have the one I got like right before I started driving. My wife's like, what are you gonna do with that? I don't know. It's pretty solidly constructed and in condition. I think I'm just gonna hang on to it till I want. He goes, he's not gonna want that. I'm like, no, it's for me. I don't want to ride it. Hurts my back.
Yeah, I'm not into the mountain bikes. What's your best excuse for getting into jury duty? That one's from Jay.
I got a pretty good story about jury duty because, of course, you know, nobody wants to get jury duty. Um, and it's because it's never like a good, like, to get the really interesting cases, the ones you'd watch on Netflix, you know you're gonna end up sequestered for like fucking 2 weeks, like 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, great movie, but I don't want
Yeah.
that to happen to me.
No. So everybody tries their hardest to get out jury duty. One of the last times I had to try to get out of jury duty, it was, I can't remember if I was in school or what. I think I was. So I wore one of my punk band t-shirts with like something offensive. I forget what it was. There was definitely a revolver, or there's definitely a baby wielding a revolver.
Okay.
I wore my leather jacket, studs on. I stayed up all night the night before so I would fall asleep in it. So they would, not want me. Did not get me dismissed. And I was like trying to actively not pay. If they called on me, asked a question, I'd be like, "What? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening." I was looking at the lights and ceiling about the buzz. I was trying to make it like they're like, "Yeah, we don't want this guy. He's not fit for jury duty." And it wasn't that got me out of it. It was the fact that I was a student. Yeah, I'm gonna fall behind in my work. Time off to jury duty. By the way, this guy's probably guilty, or this case is stupid because it's about somebody who ran over a campaign sign or something. So why do we have jury duty? So that got me off the one time. The last time, the thing that I figured out was raise your hand for like when they ask if you're going to be able to be impartial or whatever. Raise your hand and make something up for each one, but it has to be good. It has to be confident. You can't just make it up like, blah blah blah. Like you have to have a good thing to go with it. Or, even better if it is real. Awesome. There was this one about, people got caught breaking into people's cars. And they're like, "Oh, will you be able to be fair and impartial?" And I immediately raised my hand. I'm like, "Nope." Like, why? Like, well, my principle that I was taught when I was growing up, that somebody takes your stuff, you take it back from them twice and in blood. And they kind of looked at me and I'm like, "Yeah, you beat them in the face until they give it back to you." And they're like, "Okay." And I was like, "Yeah, so these motherfuckers are guilty. They took somebody else's shit, What? And they're like, "This guy's making it up." I'm like, "No." I was like, "My buddy's tools got stolen out of the back of his truck when he was asleep. He works nights." Mean. Yeah, he told me he would have been going to jail if he came down the stairs 5 minutes earlier because he has a loaded shotgun by his bed. Like, all right, sit back down. Okay, cool. So then a couple other times they'd ask questions. I said, other stuff, and it was one of those things like, "Can you remain fair and impartial?" I'm like, "Nope." And then finally they get to the last question. All out here, and they're like, "Do you have any biases for or against law enforcement?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got this." So I raise my, and they're like, they look at me like, what is it this time, sir? I'm like, let's see. My neighbor was a state trooper. One of my best friend's dads is a detective for the local police department, and I rattle off every cop that I knew, which was a lot. I was like, "Yeah, so that's my aunt and uncle are retired state troopers," and I'm just going off like. They're like, they waved me off before I even finished. Like, stop, sit down. They're like, "Get this guy out of here. He knows cops. He's not going to be like, fair, impartial, whatever."
I thought that was
Sweet.
going the exact opposite way.
Yeah, no, dude. I know a ton of like law enforcement. I have a ton of law enforcement, and half my clanmates are actually cops and detectives.
I've never done
Which is
anything wrong. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah.
Look, when the camera's off, the camera's off, okay?
Yeah, they're like wicked cool as shit though. So it's one of those things. Like, and actually, it's funny because there's been party chat before talking about cops and stuff. Like, a couple of them were like, "Yo, so like, I'm not saying this happened, but in theory, if something like this happened, what's the right thing to do, and what should that person do?"
I've had some cops get my friends out of stuff, like just from knowing a cop. They're like, "This is what you say to not get in trouble."
Yeah, yeah,
My
it's good to know
my
people like that,
excuse for jury duty was going to be diarrhea.
man. Did it work?
I don't know. I'm not. Don't you have to be registered to vote to get jury duty, or is that to be drafted or something? I don't know. I never registered to vote. I don't want to be on file, man. I'm off the fucking grid.
Good enough excuse right there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not giving you my information willfully. Even though I've been arrested a few times, so I'm already in the system.
Yeah, but being in the system as Icy Wiener does not count.
How did you know my alias? Nips, how would you get out of jury duty?
I've never really given it a thought. I don't know. I'm always kind of excited when I get the summons. It's like, hey, cool. I get a day off of work, and worst case scenario, I get 2 weeks off of work, and I have to sit in a fucking hotel room.
Play an Xbox.
Right.
I've never thought about it like that before.
I still get paid if I get on a jury. It's part of the. For us, it's like, okay, whatever. Jury duty is a thing. We want you to do it, so they'll still pay us. So I've never even had to think of an excuse. Although every time I've gone in, I haven't even gotten called into the alternates box. So I just sit in the back of the courtroom all day, and then they're like, okay, you can go home.
Nice.
See, I think that's the thing that it was with, like, the reason I was trying so hard to get out of it was because the pay, like the jury duty pay, that the organization, the locality or whatever is supposed to give you was more than I would have made if I took jury duty pay from work. And they would only pay, like, jury duty. It was weird. I think it's changed since then. But they were like, yeah, we'll only pay you whatever the per diem is a day, right? Whereas work, they were like, yeah, if you get jury duty, we're not going to, like, pay you your normal. Because I think it was a part-time job, too, at that point.
Yeah, you get, like, a different rate for that.
Yeah, so they're like, we're going to pay you. It's like a half.
Stuff.
It was some bullshit like that. So I'm like, yeah, no, I can't take that hit on paycheck. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's been the show. Jury duty. You guys want to talk about the BMV maybe a little bit and other super interesting things?
More Pauly Shore movies.
I love Pauly Shore. The Weasel.
In the army now.
Yeah, other Pauly Shore movies. I don't know. I'm Det Ben Malone. You can find me everywhere at Det Ben Malone. You can find this show everywhere at BarelyADS. Send us an email to BarelyADestinyShow.com. And remember, go to our website, BarelyADS.com. Get in that Discord. Scott, where can people find you on the internet?
Mostly Twitter at @SlapshotScott. The O's are zeros. You can actually find me pretty much everywhere at @SlapshotScott. The O's are zeros, except for PlayStation. I did change my PSN to /SlapshotScott. The O's are zeros, but unfortunately, that was already taken, so I had to do a 9. That's my PSN. Best chance is to just @ me in Discord. I got shout outs, so want to thank, as always, the BADS clanmates. Congrats to one of our clan founders, James. He got hitched this past week, I believe it was, and 2 of our clanmates actually went over to the wedding. So Big Bear and Ray. The gang did not die in Scotland, thank God. We were pretty sure somebody was going to get arrested.
That's
it
fun.
was it was pretty awesome.
Nips, where can people find you and your wonderful podcast with an award-winning playlist?
You can find me on Twitter at Admiral Nips. You can find the podcast at Potato Thumbs on Twitter. Every week we come out on Tuesday. You can find us pretty much everywhere you can find podcasts, and the only reason the playlist is award winning is because we get a special write-in guest every week giving us new and interesting things. So thanks for that, Ben.
Yeah, there's no way you guys are winning this next year because of that. It's like, don't tell Fluffy, he won't listen.
That's fine. We don't need to win. It's an honor to be nominated.
Maybe I'll just quit doing it like the week before and be like, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And start up right after.
I like it.
All right, that's been the show. Let's get some cheeseburgers. All right, let's do an end clap. 1, 2, 3. The let's get some cheeseburgers thing I did on Just Some Guardians, and I was like, I'm ending every show like that now.
I like it.
Yeah. It makes you want cheeseburgers.
Let's get some cheeseburgers. All right, I gotta go to sleep. I guess I should give you the link.
Yeah, if you can throw it in there, I'll export my data now.
Oh, I'm gonna